Alright, fourth time's the charm. Action. This could be loud and... There's the first cut on aluminum. Contour. Could be loud. My bearings don't sound very good. Uh-oh, gonna miss an edge. Half millimeter depth. That doesn't sound good, does it? Probably should have done a finishing pass. Uh-oh. Stop. There goes the super glue fail. Power off. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That is bad. Full power off? No good. Well, oh, that is hot. So air cooling, not enough. We got some, oh, I see. Nice. Nice. Chip welding. Chip welding. Carbide took it though. Yeah, that's all welded up. See, I usually use a little bit of alcohol, and I didn't use it this time because the super glue method that I've tried in the past, the alcohol seems to just interfere with the super glue. But the super glue is okay, because if you look at that, the tape bond failed. That is quite hot. Yeah, that's no good. Let's see here. It says it's aluminum, so it's so hard with this thing. It says it's about 27 degrees. It feels hotter than that. Well, lesson learned and a big mess. I got to deal with the chips. Figure out how to deal with these chips. Try again. Alright, well, of course the battery failed. Or not failed, it ran out of juice when I was cutting this, and it sounded terrible, but I will say that if you got to look at the gander at this broken ass 3-flute cutter, this is not sharp. I tried to do the best I could to get the broken teeth a little honed on there, but this thing is not sharp, so you know, I'm actually surprised that the super glue held, and let's pull that out of there and take a little look-see. What do we have? Let's see. It looks like we got all the way through. We've got some bad burring there, but we're down into the tape layer, a little bit past on this side. I didn't really spend any time to really check that this was in the machine all that square. I'm going to go ahead and pry this out real quick, and then we'll take a closer look. Alright, here's the result. This is my first pass. Focus. This is my first pass, this edge. This is where the where I totally loaded up the flutes on that 4-cutter. And that's not slippage of the lost steps on the axis. So, you know, the other thing I figured out is I had my air pressure on my nozzle set to about, I don't know, 5 psi. So while I was trying to use the air to evacuate the chips, it wasn't working. Anyway, I've got this doodad in here. This is my gib tightener. And it's actually like, it was like this one, but the problem is I made a video about this, but it gets caught in here and then the whole thing bends. You can see this is like bent like a banana. Focus. Bent like a banana. So what I wanted to do was make a little knob that I can put here and then torque it over. Maybe not the best thing to do for my first test in aluminum. The first hole, I didn't get it centered in there. I didn't really try that hard. What I think I can do is I think, please focus. I think what I can do here, if it will focus, is I can just file that down just a little bit on both sides, and it'll lock in there enough to give me the tightening that I want. And then I can put a little, on this side I can just put a little spacer and tighten down that screw with the washer. Hideously ugly. It's kind of pressed on. I don't have any little bushing if I'm going to use the screw to, but it's on there. I pressed it in there. Let's see how wonky the hole is, but it does its job and it won't get caught on here. So I'm going to make a more purty one, a little less aggressive with the settings and a dull cutter. Amazing how much difference a sharp cutter makes. shim there doesn't kill me. I think that could be a problem. Oh, there we go. Oh, she's humming. Careful. All right. There's my facing. Alright. Well, a little rough towards the end there. But I think it's okay so far. Well, I think that's better. A little scary, a little puckler action on the on the depth there. I don't think I cut into my parallels, but that usually destroys the carbide. Cool. Yeah, here's the part all cleaned up and on the machine. It cranks good, and won't block on that. You can use 2 fingers, 2 hands if you really want to bear down on it, and it spins in there really nice. So I think you know, a chamfer on here would have been nice. I did make some mistakes. I think I left some stock behind on the old adaptive clearing for the pocket here, and I had to just widen that out just a touch. But you know, I mean, for a first go, I think this went pretty well. I'd like to get the chamfering going. I don't have a good. All I have is a little 4mm chamfer bit. I need a little collar here too between this washer from the screw to kind of press it down in place. I mean, it's on there pretty good. I probably don't really need that, but it would finish it off nicely. So there it is.